I've been using the Insta360 Ace Pro a ton lately, especially for vlogging, and I've got loads of valuable insights and feedback to share with you. Action cameras are great for all sorts of things like extreme sports, lifestyle activities, and travel adventures. That's me, maybe you too. So they have features that appeal to different people. So what I might say might not be an exact fit for what you might use this very versatile camera for. So let's start with bearing that in mind with my opinions on the Ace Pro. But I am going to cover my thoughts after 3 months on the camera build and design, reliability and battery life, the app and connectivity, possibly accessories you might find useful, audio quality, how good the sensor is and what it can do, low light performance, image quality, and rounding off with some special functions and features that I found really useful. It's a lot. Let's get into it. The Ace Pro is larger than the GoPro or DJI Action 4, but size really isn't that much of a big deal for most users in these action cameras. Just be aware that it is a little heavier than it looks, especially if you're used to the Go 3 like I am. I'm sure it's adding up all the componentry inside plus that much bigger Leica lens too. But on the flip side, excuse the pun, wait for it, the Go 3 and the Ace Pro are similar because they both have screens that flip out, which is super useful for getting cool shots while biking, for example. With its responsive touchscreen, you can expect a smooth and hassle-free experience, and it delivers, unlike the glitchy holdups you can experience on the latest GoPros. It's definitely one of the best I've ever used, and the user experience is super fast. Even switching the camera on and off is lightning quick. It's always there and ready when you need it. And closely related to responsiveness, let's take a second to talk reliability. Unlike other cameras I can mention, I have not had a single reliability issue in the 3 months I've used this camera pretty intensely for vlogging. You don't have to yank the battery to unfreeze a camera or deal with recordings that won't stop, not in my 3-month experience anyway. Okay, let's stick with that battery for a second and talk battery life. Make sure you have a power pack with you, especially if you're using the app and previewing on your phone whilst recording. That seems to really drain the battery, but it's probably the same for any action camera. I realized I constantly needed 2 batteries, so I had to charge one whilst using the other. Ideally, I probably want to have 2 extra batteries along with the one in my camera. That way I'd have a total of 3 batteries, just to be clear. Now, it's not ideal that the Ace Pro doesn't come with a removable lens cover. Personally, I've had some GoPro or other for years and I've never broken or scratched the lens, but it really depends upon how you plan to use it. However, Insta360 does offer free lens cover replacements within the first year of buying the camera. I once broke my 1X camera lens, what a hassle, but that's a whole other story and different kind of camera. Okay, let's get into the Insta360 app, which is really polished and connects to the camera reasonably quickly, though I'm not really a fan of relying solely upon a wireless connection. I prefer to shoot in straight video mode and offloading that footage by cable straight to my iPad Pro. However, within the app, you can seamlessly view, edit and export photos and videos, including free frame and special effects like time shift and time lapse. It's a piece of cake to export and you have complete control of the exports, even up to 4K, high bit rates and all that jazz, just with the outstanding mobile app. It's an app that's been perfected over the years, giving Insta360 a clear advantage over its competitors. The app also got a cool upgrade and it now has a motion blur ND effect feature, so you don't have to buy expensive plugins. And that feature lets you add cinematic motion blur to your action camera footage for a better look. Okay, let's talk about audio quality. The Ace Pro does offer good audio quality for an action camera, sometimes surprisingly good, for various settings for different scenarios. Oh my god, it is icy cold. The highest it's got today is 3 degrees, maximum at the end of the day it's going to be 4 degrees, so we're just stopping for a quick coffee here on our way to, can you believe we're looking at plum blossom today of all days? You can choose between stereo, wind noise reduction and direction focus. In my experience, direction focus works like a charm, but only if there's no wind. If there's wind, give the wind noise reduction setting a shot, but it makes things sound a little underwater. You know, this sort of thing. If you're in a place without wind noise though, everything works great. You do have the option to connect an external mic adapter to the Ace Pro. I gave it a shot at TeamLab Borderless in Tokyo and it worked like a dream. You can also use AirPods and other Bluetooth mics in motorcycle headsets to get better audio in tough shooting situations, and I think more types of Bluetooth mics will become compatible. Let's get briefly into the sensor technology and how this performs, and especially in low light situations. The Ace Pro cameras feature a 48 megapixel sensor just like the Osmo Action 4, but Insta360 uses it differently. With Insta360 you can unlock the full sensor for 8K resolution or enjoy features like clarity zoom and free frame video. You can decide in post if you want to use vertical or horizontal parts of the image. For me, I've been really happy with the image quality and features that you get with this Leica lens, sensor and processor combo setup. And it really shows off when it comes to low light. This is not a low light specialist camera. It does really well in normal conditions too, but it does so much better than the rest in low light pure video mode. I'm not going to get into the Ace Pro not offering 10-bit color depth because I think most people looking for a camera for vlogging and a little action camera won't really care that much. Yes, the Ace Pro lacks it, but I think image quality is great in non-close-up shots. But then, what action camera is made for close-up shots? The answer is none. I think another of the great additions that Insta360 has added is the dynamic movement that's now available. There's 4 different types on the time lapses. Just check out a couple here and see what kind of value it adds to your time lapses. I think it's just great. You most likely know about special features like AI highlights, but the new feature I've used a lot is pause recording. But it's not without its issues. Sometimes if I pause recording when I have an external mic attached, I've noticed that the audio can fall out of sync with the visuals, and that can be annoying. But having said that, this really is an excellent camera and one I've enjoyed more and more the longer I've used it. I think it's ideal for people maybe who want a little bit of action capability, but their main bread and butter fare is a versatile vlogging camera. I mean, who wants another GoPro clone? I think Insta360 have brought something a little different to the party, and I think it's not only holding up well, but it's attracting a lot of deserved attention. And if you love capturing video when you travel, this video will help you choose the right Insta360 cam for you. I'll see you there.